Hello. Today we are going to make another version of a torn front card. I did do one in the past, and this is the one that I did. So, and I put a piece of decorative paper in behind there, and then I just embellished the card front. But this time I want to use my scrap tape border. So, and I found this really cool picture of a dragonfly. Isn't that cool? I love it. So I want to use him too. All right. So I cut this in A4 and A2 card, and I've just got a layer for on there, which is 4 by 5 1/4. So, and then we've got this for behind the torn portion, and I think I want to do the torn portion up here, because if I put this fella right here, I can tear it here. And then I can put words or something over here. Or maybe I should put this here and put the words here. I think I want him right here. All right. So first things first, and then I've just got a couple extra strips. So let's go ahead and let's glue these on the inside first and get that out of the way. I always like to, whatever I trim off then, I like to add it on the inside of the card to make that match. That's really pretty. I guess we can add this piece too, why not? There. All right, now that'll match nicely. I want to go ahead and put this fella on. And I think I do want him over here with the words over there. So I'm going to go ahead and I need to mark this. All right, so this has got to go up here. So that'll work. Okay. So what I've got to do is I've got to figure out where do I want this, where do I want the tear, and I want the tear up here. So I'm going to turn it over and turn my piece of paper upside down and line it up against the edge here, because then I need to mark where the tape border is. So I'm going to go ahead and just trace around, because we're not going to see this portion of it anyways, but this is going to allow us to know where to place this and where to glue it. All right, so you can see that I've just traced all around it. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take and we're going to tear right inside these lines. Okay, let's see, and I don't want to tear all the way. I want to tear to about right here maybe. So that's probably a better idea. So let's stop about right there. All right, so, and I'm trying to think which way. I guess it doesn't really matter what way we tear it. All right, I want to tear it this way, this way, this way. Okay, this way. The reason why I'm struggling, which way do I want to tear it, is because when you tear it, there's this edge that looks nice and you can see the tearing, and this one is a little bit neater. So it depends on what look you want. I wanted this more rugged look. So that means I need to tear, because I want it on this end, then I need to tear towards me. Since I want it on this end, this time I need to tear away from me. So this time I need to do it this way. And tear this part towards me and push this part away from me. All right, there. Now we've got that. Ta-da! So now we need to cut off half of this. So I tore over to here, so I'm going to take off half of this. That could be saved for a rainy day. All righty. So now we're going to turn this back over again, and we're going to take and we're going to put glue on the inside of where the lines are drawn. Real thin line here, real thin line here. And a little bit of glue down here. Alrighty, and you do not want glue on this flat part, the flap, okay? Alright, so now we're going to lay this down, and we're going to lay our piece of tape strip border there, and lay it down there, and we're going to rub that on. And we're going to lay it on here and make sure that this top piece is still even, which it is. Because sometimes when you glue in a thinner piece at the top here, it'll go kind of wonky on you. And you don't want to do that. All right, so now we've got that. So now we can see the colors. Aren't they pretty in there? They look so nice. Okay, now what to do with this flap? Take a skewer, and you don't want it this way. You want to crook it over a little bit. And we're just going to curl around the skewer. Okay. There. That's a good tear. And that's a cool looking fold back there. I like that. All right. So now I'm going to go ahead, and you can either 3D this up or you can just leave it flat. I think I'm going to leave mine flat down and go ahead and put some glue on the back here. Have you seen this card before? I know if you've been in my group, then you've seen it at least once, because I did a video on it before, like I said, and I will attach the older video also, so you can see that one. But this is just another variation of it using the tape strip border. All right, and this dragonfly is really cool. And I think I'm going to glue this part down, but I want to, and his tail down, but I want his wings to be lifted up a little bit. So I'm going to get some foam and stick it right under his two little wings there. Oops, and I had a piece right there, but that's okay. I don't think I even needed that much. I just need a little piece up in the corner here. There. All right. Now we need to put glue on the tail. And then in this half circle. Alrighty, and then we need more picker-uppers. Whoops, and I would probably have to remove that release paper off the back of the 3D foam. Alright, and now we can put this guy on here. And he's going to go right there. Hold that down and then press that down. Alright, that looks really cool. Oh, I like that. That's pretty. I love this image. That's really cool. Okay, and this can just stay like it is. You can put a little bit of glue underneath here if you want to, or you can just leave it. I'm just going to leave it. All right, so now I need to figure out what I want to put over here. I need some words or something, and I do have some of these words. Let's see. Oh, so the adventure begins. That would be perfect. Let's do that. And so the adventure begins. Keep some room in your heart for the unimaginable. That would be really cool too. But so the adventure begins. That would be even better. And this bottom needs to be trimmed a little bit straighter. And I'm telling you, if you want straighter edges, don't use your little scissors. Use a big long pair. Find the biggest, longest pair of scissors you can and keep them for trimming things like this, because I'm telling you, you can put it in, line it up here against the blade, and then you can line it on the other side with the blade. And if you're good at holding it still, all you have to do is just cut through and voila, you got a straight line. And that sometimes it does take a little bit of practice. It did for me too. But now that I've got it down, I love it. All right, this is really cool. And you know what I'm thinking? Maybe right there. Then I could put something here or up there. Or I could do, and so the adventure begins. I could cut this in thirds. Let's do that. There's begins. And so the adventure begins. There. Huh. And then we can do it candy-wampus like that. cattywampus it is. And so the adventure begins. I like that. All right, let's do this. So let's get this baby glued on here. Did I put the glue on the back? Yes, I did. Yup. And so the adventure begins. That was a good idea to just cut it up. Why not? You know, as crafters have the right to change things up a bit. And so the adventure begins there. I like the way that came out. Now it just needs a little bit of bling. So let me get my bling box out and add some bling. All right, and we're working with blues. So let's find, ooh, there's some blues right there. All righty, we can do this. Trim off those little hairy edges. There, that'll be pretty. Maybe right here? No, because then that stops the tear. You want the tear to happen. Ooh, here. That brings your eye right down to his little tail. That's kind of cute. And then I could do a couple up there. Ha ha! That will work. Okay, maybe 3 up on the top. 1, 2, 3. That'll work. Right here. Yep. Either that or this up here and these down here. I think that looks better. So that way or this way. Yep, I think it looks better up on the top. All right, so let's do this. All righty. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Look at me. My grandma June was silly like that. She used to, whenever we were playing cards, then she'd come up with the silliest little ditties and sentences just to get us kids laughing. And she'd always slap her armpit whenever, if she would win a hand, because she taught us how to play penny bingo on a deck of cards. And you're actually playing bingo on the cards. Oh, it was so much fun. And if she would win a round, then she would lift her arm up and she'd smack her armpit and yell, "Under the armpit!" And we'd all crack up because here's Grandma patting her armpit, talking about it. And it was just so silly. And she would say, whenever we'd have hot dogs, she'd say, "Please pass the mouse turd." And we'd all start giggling, of course. So we were allowed to say that at her house, but we weren't allowed to say it at home. We weren't allowed to say that with with my mother. My mother didn't appreciate that. This came out pretty. I like the way that looks. And here's the older one. So look at the difference. And that's funny, I did them both coming from the left. All right, so this is the older one. I like that, but I think I like this one even more. That's really pretty. I love the dragonfly. That's just gorgeous. So there you go. So this is the one that we made today. I hope you like this idea and you'll give it a try. It is as easy as putting your tape strip down, cutting a piece off, laying it behind, tearing it. Okay? So I hope you will give it a try, and until we meet again, happy crafting. Bye-bye.